In this video, I'm going to show you what I'd say is one of the easiest daily bias methods known to man. The beautiful thing about this technique is I can actually go ahead and show you data to prove to you that this technique actually works, and you can actually go ahead, make your own data and prove to yourself that this technique really does work inside of the markets. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. All right, cool. So first thing you need to understand is price can only ever go and do three different things, right? Number one is price is going to go ahead and reach for previous candles high or previous candles low. Number two is an in-bar day. So this is where price is basically going to stay within a fixed range and basically not take either previous candles high or previous candles low. Number three is it takes both previous candles high and previous candles low. So the biggest question you want to ask yourself is which one of these occurs most frequently, okay? And out of all the three, majority of the time it's going to be the first one. So basically, majority of the time, price is going to go ahead and reach for either previous candles high or previous candles low. If you want access to this document that I've gone ahead and picked this from, right? This is from a document that I created, my simple 3-step daily bias framework. If you want access to this, it'll be the first link in the description, so you can go ahead, download this for free and check this out, right? This is literally step one of the framework, I think, or step two. You can go ahead and read the rest. So we can actually go ahead and use this, right? We can go ahead and actually test this in data right here, any time frame, any chart, and actually prove this concept to ourselves. So I'm going to do this without logging the numbers, but I'd actually go ahead and tell you to do this yourself. So someone could actually do this in the comments, right? It's basically just make a tally of every time price either tags previous candles high, previous candles low, or is it in-bar day, or tags both, right? But let's actually just have a look at this. So this is me not cherry picking anything. This is DXY on the daily chart. And of course, we'll use the daily chart in this sense as it is something revolving around the daily bias. Now, just a quick little tip, you can do this on the weekly, right? You can do this on the monthly. You can even do this on the 12-month chart, or you can do this on the quarterly chart, 6-month chart. I typically use it on the monthly and weekly chart to help me form a bias, and I'll show you that exactly how I do that in a minute. So let's just literally go on the daily here, and let's just practice this idea. So we will start at this black candle. So every single time, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mark previous candles high and previous candles low. And then we are going to see whether price takes either or takes one. Okay, so we're going to start on this black candle. So here, let's do I want to do a black line as well. You know what? I'm actually just going to zoom into these as we go along as well. So let's do a thin black, we'll do a thick black line. Here, so previous candles low, previous candles high. So we can see the following candle, right? What did it do? It went ahead and pierced previous candles high. Let's do it again. Mark on previous candles high, mark on previous candles low. What happened? Price went ahead and reached for previous candles high. Let's go again. Right, what did price do? Go ahead and reach for previous candles high. Let's do it again. Right, and you're probably going to get the point, right? Majority of the time, price is going to reach for one, either previous candles high or previous candles low. Now I'm going to carry on just because I want to show you some examples of the other ones happening. So here's an example of the third scenario where price went ahead, okay, and actually reached for both previous candles high and previous candles low. And you can actually go ahead and investigate when does this exactly happen. And normally it's going to be on those NFP weeks, FOMC weeks, those larger news impact weeks. So again, let's keep going. I wanted to get an in-bar one, so let's just, here we go. So if you can see here, this is previous candles high, this is previous candles low, and you can see how, let's get rid of this now, that the following candle, this one, didn't actually go ahead and reach previous candles high, previous candles low, and that's completely fine. That's going to happen some of the times. But majority of the times, as you've clearly seen here, price is going to go ahead and reach for one or the other. So how do we actually use that in price? How can we basically use that to forecast a bias? Well, first of all, if we go on the monthly, we can use this idea of power of three, okay? So let's say you didn't know what the next monthly candle was going to do. First of all, we can mark on previous month's high and previous month's low. Okay, now based on I would say common sense, right? What would you anticipate price to go ahead and reach for? Previous month's high or previous month's lows? Pretty obvious, right, of a question or an answer, sorry. It's going to be the high. Okay, this is just in terms of proximity, right? So if we want to see the high get made, ideally, what we want to see is price go ahead. We actually want it to see it retrace just a little bit and then expand to the upside. Okay, and we want to do this based on the idea of a power of 3, because we want to see the candle. If it is going to go ahead and expand higher, we likely want to see a Judas swing. Okay, I know it's a really shit drawing, but basically we want to see price go ahead, run lower first, then go and expand higher. And this is typically to go ahead and manipulate and take out a group of participants. So let's just see what happens, right? So on the monthly, we've marked these two on. Let's just go on the weekly chart. And you know what? Let's just go on the daily chart. So let's see exactly what happens here. So let's say we're going into the expectation that price is going to go ahead and reach for the previous month's high. We don't mind seeing some price action going lower before going higher. That's completely fine. And to add things on, so now you want to add on different things that you know. So for example, I understand that we're in a buy program here. I also understand that any run beneath a short-term low inside of a buy program can act as a turtle soup for price to go higher. So I'm also going to mark on any key arrays, right? And again, this is not me cherry picking anything. This is literally the most obvious array on the weekly chart. So one time frame below the monthly, that is basically in view and in sight. So I'm going to mark that on. So let's just see, for example, what happens here. Okay. And again, for you guys who are saying like, oh, you're doing this in hindsight, I do this in live forecasting all the time, right? So if you go ahead and look at any of my other charts, any examples, you'll see me do it live. So let's have a look. So we go ahead, right? We consolidate a little bit. We now go ahead, run lower. Okay, cool. What did we think about the idea of a run beneath an old low? That can be a turtle soup inside of a buy program. What do we do from this level? Remember, this is a weekly FEG as well. So we've got time plus price, liquidity. Let's see what we do from here. So you can see this is the day of the election. And you can see we had a really nice push to the upside. So in terms of a power of 3, followed that beautifully where we've had a protraction lower, collecting some sort of liquidity to then go ahead and offset that liquidity or distribute that liquidity to a higher level. Okay. So that's just literally the most simplistic example you can see. You can literally go ahead and backtest every single one of these weeks, and you'll see that some of the best weeks are where we start off, go ahead, create that higher week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go ahead and then run lower and tail off the week on that Thursday/Friday. So anyways, I wanted to keep it short. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Try and implement this with other techniques that you know.